It's everywhere. On product labels, in political speeches, in college classes, and company mission statements. Brands use it to sell it more, governments use it to promise more. And somehow, the more it gets used, the less anyone stops to ask what it actually means. Did you get it? The word sustainability. And I couldn't define it clearly either. That bothered me. The United Nations World Commission on Environment and Development defines sustainable development as the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. The UN describes a world in which a present generation meets their own needs without harming the possibilities of the next one to meet their own. Very straightforward. The main message is, don't compromise the future. Imagine a world where we protected the world's resources, maintained equilibrium, and mitigated any possible harm to the future. Allocated all efforts into defending what's already in place. Focusing on preserving what we have, so the next generation can survive. That's when the question comes in. Is sustainability just another word for preservation? As I kept reading the definition over and over, something wasn't sitting right. Looking back in history, there hasn't been one generation that just preserved. Every generation transforms what it inherits, positively or negatively. History shows that societies rarely move forward simply by preserving what already exists. There have been moments when entire generations began to rethink the world they inherited. Periods like the Renaissance remind us that when ideas shift, societies can transform. Knowledge from the past was rediscovered, expanded, and used to imagine something completely new. According to the UN's definition, this kind of transformation would not strictly qualify as sustainable development, because those generations didn't simply maintain what existed, they expanded it. That's how human progress has always worked. One generation should not simply try to avoid falling. It should aim to reach something higher. A generation does not start from the beginning. It starts from when the previous one left off. Think about your parents' generation or your grandparents. We didn't start from zero. We started from where they landed. Sometimes it takes years for the next generation to catch up to some ideas that came before them. Sometimes it takes centuries. Think about Van Gogh. He sold a grand total of one painting in his entire lifetime. The world took decades to understand that he was a genius and his art was beautiful. Work didn't just get recognized, it changed the way the world sees art. And because of that, every artist who came after him had a new starting line, a chance to build further, grow knowledge, and expand opportunities. The world we live in today was not preserved into existence. It was built. Every discovery, every invention, every idea that changed the world happened because someone decided not just to maintain what existed, but to expand it. And that's where the question comes back. If sustainability only means preserving the present, so the next generation can do just enough, then many of the moments that shaped human progress would never have happened. The world we know today would not be possible, because the people who pushed those moments forward did not aim for preservation. They aimed for something bigger. They took what they inherited and they expanded it. So maybe the question is not simply how do we protect the future. Maybe the real question is what kind of future are we preparing? The goal of a generation should not only be that the next one survives. It should be that the next one can go further. That is why sustainable development cannot be defined as meet the needs of the present without harming the ability of future generations to do the same. It should be defined as meeting the needs of the present while expanding the capacity of future generations to build further than we ever could. Because the goal of a generation is not to preserve the future, it's to make it possible. The next generation is not something that will arrive someday. Today's generation is already here, and it doesn't need you to protect it. It needs you to build it. It's never too early and never too late. The question is not whether you leave something behind. You will. The question is what.